So we did want to talk about a couple things today. Over the weekend, I guess it was, I saw this quote. I want to say that I don't know, actually. I'm not even going to say who said it. If you know who said it, then please feel free to enlighten me. I believe, like everything I've read, said it was Theodore Roosevelt, but I'm not 100% sure.
Well, you're getting heavy,
quote,
eh? That's nice.
But the quote is, comparison is the thief of joy. And when I read that, it like screamed to me on so many different levels. Like, how true, like think about that for a second, and how easy it's become for us to have that picture into so many people's lives in a day. You see these glimpses in like hundreds of people's lives. If you look at social media, all the social media, whether that's even like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook,
like into famous people's
television,
lives too.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
That you never had before.
Exactly. So it's interesting how many, if you can even begin to imagine how many people's lives you get a glimpse into every single day, and how our sort of unconscious tendency is to compare ourselves and our lives. And
I know I do. I don't think I never thought of you as somebody like that, though.
I think
mean, unless it's just hard not to as a human being, whether you want to or not, your mind just goes beedly-doo, like, where am I? There's that person. Where am I?
Well, I think if I can relate it back to, you know, my teens and my early 20s, where my only exposure to that sort of comparison game was like, you know, magazines. Remember those? Magazines. Yeah. Magazines and television. Like, and that was it. So you could sort of, and because of the magazines that were offered at that time, like, I'm sure there were probably fitness magazines, but there weren't really any women's fitness magazines in my teens.
My magazines were Hit Parader. You remember that one?
Yeah.
Or some people would say Hit Parader. I don't know which one.
Was that
Circus?
Oh, so the heavy metal
all
magazines.
Like 1980 heavy metal rock things.
Yeah, but I just think like when that was our only exposure back then, we could almost choose sort of whose lives we wanted to go into. I was never a Cosmopolitan reader. I just wasn't. I really couldn't relate to those articles. I wasn't particularly Prez. I was not a super girly girl, so I just couldn't relate to those articles. It just seemed like everything in that magazine was sort of based around, at that time anyway, skinny this and sex this and drink this and socialize that and go to these places and eat this food. That's kind of what Cosmo was. It was very much, to me, it was very much about changing your identity in order to like fit that mold, which...
So those magazines were like that back then?
Yeah.
Listen, back then.
It's true. Well, we're talking we're talking over 20 years ago.
Yeah, because I never even, I would have, my mom would have what laying around the
Family Circle, Chatelaine. Those
Sears.
Were,
Sears. Which is gone now, right? Or they just have that online.
Online, I think, yeah. So I just mean like we were so...
National Geographic.
Yeah, that was a big one in our house too, actually.
And encyclopedias.
Yes. Books. Imagine.
Yes.